What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Knight, here to give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. And today we are talking about a story that just started, which is a partnership between 20th Century and Marvel in comic book form. Okay, and it is Black Panther versus Predator. Actually, it's Predator versus Black Panther, whichever way you want to say it. And this story actually gets really interesting really fast. So, of course, we start out talking about the Predators. And essentially, it is a story of two princes, if you want to shorten it. And one of them earns his father's favor by being the stronger and faster and more combat ready of the two, and he's gone through and he's killed all of these other predators. He's amazing when it comes to hunting, and he he earns his father's favor, and you can very much tell that the father is choosing favorites. And then there's the other brother, who seems to be the younger of the two. He is smaller. He has a injury. He has a damaged leg, which is actually cybernetic. And he seems to be a bit more IQ based than does his brother. And so he has kind of like the IQ tactical advantage versus his brother, who is just straight combat, right? And we're getting into this like mental conversation being had by the younger brother explaining the story. So continuing on in the story, he does say that he had an opportunity to earn his father's favor through a hunt, which is, of course, what they do. And if you've never read a Predator comic book, or you've never watched any of the Predator movies, because they are just not a thing for you, imagine it's basically like the Viltrumites from Invincible. How they thin out their weaker numbers by basically killing each other. That is essentially what this is. They have a hunt. The younger one has a party of his own, and the older one has a party of his own. However, the older one's party is obviously stacked because so is he. And then the younger one has a pretty decent party, but nothing compared to the party of his brother. And of course, he ends up losing. And they are competing for not only their father's favor, but this prized possession that their father has, which is a spear. And this spear in particular is made of a special kind of metal that you cannot find anywhere else. And the reason that the father has this particular spear made of this particular metal is because he went to a particular planet to go get it. And if I am hinting at all, it is vibranium. So the spear is made of vibranium, and the younger brother fucking wants it, and the older brother has it, which gives him that advantage in combat over the other brother, even though he is more of the tactician. So the younger brother wants to kill his older brother as well as overthrow his father. It's very obvious. But in order to do that, he has to have that advantage as well. So he plans to go to Earth to get vibranium so that he can make cybernetic enhancements, so he can give himself a better leg, so he can give himself better equipment, better than whatever his brother has, so that he can accomplish that. And he wants to also give it to his team. So they decide to go out on a hunt to Earth out in Wakanda, where the vibranium is. Meanwhile, in Wakanda, the Dora Milaje, as well as a few others, they seem to be kind of just like other agents, are playing tag, combat style, against Black Panther. And according to Okoye, T'Challa has never been tagged. So we go ahead and we start this game of tag where T'Challa actually jumps down and takes out a few of them, and he is avoiding Okoye. They have their little quip about themselves, and he actually gets ganged essentially by Okoye and Shuri. However, it doesn't work, and the game ends up being over quicker than it should have been. The guys that were with the Dora Milaje were just super cocky. I don't know why y'all thought that y'all were going to be able to do what it do, but you didn't. Anyway, so going into just continuing forward with that, Shuri wants to talk to her brother about something rather important. And so she takes him like beyond, like over to kind of like where the water tribe is, beyond this really, really beautiful waterfall, so that she could talk to one of the members of the water tribe about sharing their resources with the outside world. Something T'Challa does not want to do. Now, of course, on main 616, they sometimes share. It's not something that they particularly like to do, but they have opened their borders and they do share. So this is definitely not main 616 Earth. So at this point in time, he's really not interested in doing that, and she's trying to convince him to do it. And he's giving her all of these examples as to why that is not a good idea. And he basically just tells her to drop it. We're not doing it. Stop asking me. Of course, Shuri does not like to take no for an answer, and she wasn't gonna. So her and the person that she was with, I can't remember who it is. You'll probably see it in the picture. Anyway, so they decide that they're going to just do like these little small packages, and they're going to share the resources, because Wakanda cannot have all of these resources, all this power, and just be keeping it to themselves, right? They're, you know, supposed to help people. Okay. So she gets like this little mini ship ready, and she's getting ready to leave. Unbeknownst to any of them, the Predators have landed. Now there is a like force field that is there, that, you know, keeps Wakanda hidden and keeps people from just coming in, and, you know, when they go out, they go out. But when she decides that she's going to leave is when they decide that they're going to come in, so that they don't, you know, trigger that shield or anything. So in and out. And the Dora Milaje are still there, and they get like some kind of warning that something is happening. So they're basically on their toes, and T'Challa's like, something's wrong, he can feel it. And that was actually essentially when he left her, when they were leaving that conversation, and that's when she decided to go do what she was going to do. So he felt the presence of them coming, and he was like, not today. So while she has left, she is in contact with the control center, and T'Challa gets attacked by one of the Predators. I think it's the actual leader, the brother, gets attacked by him, and he ends up getting kind of hit in the head, I believe, and ends up in the swamp water. And it's like, oh, the king just got tagged or whatever. And then we have the other Predators who are on top of the Dora Milaje, all of them with their guns aimed at their head, with the Dora Milaje having no idea what's going on. They're just kind of looking around. And Shuri tries to come back, but the man at the control center ends up getting stabbed to death by one of the other Predators and killed. The shield is still up. She tries to turn back around, and her little ship explodes. That actually ends up being the end of that first book. This is already going to be a wild thing, because as we all know, the Wakandans don't lay down for anybody, alien or otherwise, especially T'Challa. So as long as they are up and ready to fight, they are going to be up and ready to fight. So I am very excited for the rest of the story, and I'm very excited for whatever other partnership they happen to have. So this is definitely fun. So let me know what you guys think. That is the end of this episode, and I will see you guys next time.